I'm all on that buzz at the moment, bro.
I can't, you know what, yeah? If I'll tell you the truth now, this part won't make it in. I can't hack this.
I'm just
I don't know how, I seriously wonder how much longer
me, but a horse
I can
riding
take
council
this.
house
You get
and
me?
twice is crazy.
Yeah,
When the sun's
yeah.
out, sons come knocking teeth and change your heart.
Torture.
So I don't know you, but know your cousin
But
a new day.
you know, you
Bro.
just keep going like. Yo, you're listening to the sounds of Porrick, A. Ferron, aka PTBM, and this is not the 091 show. I'm really sorry, but I can't get my hands on the studio right now. So what we're doing is my bedroom. As you can see, it's all nicely done up. And today, I've got somebody who, enough of that. I've got somebody who I wanted to interview from the start, like 2-3 years ago. Like, that was the vision board. And I actually thought, like, and I was thinking about this today, if I get this guy on the show, then I've made it. Then the show is nearly finished. Then, like, you know, there ain't levels above that, like. And today I've finally done it. I thought I'd get you in a studio, bro, at least. But you know, you kindly agreed to get me this way.
Yo, look, it's this way is just a little taster of an actual little studio session that will get going. Like.
And we're gonna get awful. Like, see, when I get you in the studio,
Yo.
your soul will be exposed. I'm gonna get deep into that. Like, there's so much I want to know from you, like. But
it's all here. It's all here.
I heard something about you that broke my heart the other day, bro.
What was that? I'm sorry to break hearts, but do tell me.
Somebody told me that you're only 2 or 3 years older than me, and I couldn't take that. I like, in my head, yeah. In my head, you're like 500 years old, like this old Celtic bard that just like. I was like, no, he's not. He's not a couple of years older than me. That's not it. No. He must be 30 or something to have reached that level.
I'm only 20, only 24 here, and that's only in this life. So
3 years. Okay, I can deal with that. 3 years older than me, I can deal with that.
You know, I'm sorry to break your hearts, man, but
It's all right. It's all right. You know what I mean? You live and you learn.
It's made me look a little bit younger now. So
yeah. What happened to you? Come on, I want the story behind you losing the beard.
Like 5 years. It was like there for like 5 or 6 years or something, bro. Since I was about 17 or something, I was growing it, and I was just fed up. I was fed up with the energy on it. Like, you know the way they say our hair carries like all our energy, and if you're drug tested, for example, they'll check your hair and they'll see to be able to tell what you've been taking from your hair strands. Now that wasn't the main reason to shaving the beard off, but it was like a cleansing type of process of just shaving it off, getting all of that energy away, and start fresh, bro. You know, just feeling fresh, feeling good, and kind of a big enough backstory to just shaving off a beard. But
it's like
at the same time, in my head, I was thinking about, and in my head, I was like, nah, don't shave the beard. You love the beard and all. And there was a little voice in my head, don't do it. So I had to conquer the bitch, and I had to get over that little voice and be like, I'll do what I want. I'll shave my face, and I want the beard to grow back.
So, you see, the beard was definitely a look, right? It was definitely like, it was iconic, right? But now you've got this kind of, I don't know. You know, like Shorty, I believe you look like what Shorty Horror thinks he looks like.
Yo, Shorty Horror.
And it's like an Oasis vibe nearly. You keep going on with these circle glasses.
Yeah, bro, they're me ones. I love them. Because people can't tell how high I am when I'm walking around with them.
That's it. So, what's I saw that post earlier on Instagram. You said you're in album mode.
Bro, but like, I'm in album mode 24/7. Like, I thought that was just a funny caption because everyone puts up something like that. So I was like, I'm in this mode all the time, and I'm making just consistent music on the daily that's really starting to resonate with me more and more.
Yeah.
So I've just got I've got like a plethora, a catalogue there of tracks that are just awaiting to be sparkled up, touched up, and then released. And I think my mindset at the moment has just been in that creative process so much. Like I haven't left, and I've even been in the point now where I'm just living that in my daily day. I'm just going about my business, thinking of rhymes and just writing rhymes down all the time. So with this album and with this new project that I'm working on, there's going to be some cool, really cool vibes on it. Like I can say it's some really just solid music, and it's stuff that I really just get to listen back to myself.
Yeah.
And enjoy it. Like I'm just vibing. Like I'm my own biggest fan at the moment, and I guess I'm excited to share it with the world. I'm excited to get it out there, but at the same time, I'm in no hurry. I am in no rush at all, bro. You know, I'm just feeling this one out. I'm just going with it, and I'm going to get it done. But there'll probably be about 3 projects by the time I'm finished with it all. The amount of shit that we have there is insane, and I think that's a big part of being a rapper or an artist. Is just perfecting your craft and being humble with yourself to just be working on your craft every day and basing everything else around that. Like get those hours in, just putting in the little bits of work here and there, and then the rest of your day should just come as natural as it's meant to be.
I mean, so, we're not too far from your last project, L.Y.O.S. You know what? Yeah, I don't know if I should know this, but what does L.Y.O.S stand for? Is that a secret? Like, I feel like you would just put like random letters on it. Go ahead, tell me.
Not random. It's a last year of struggle.
Oh wow. Because I was looking and I'm like, he must have put it somewhere like L.Y.O.S. and like that wrecked my head. What a project, bro. What a project.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I'm happy. I'm happy it's been received so well by a lot of good people. But the name last year, Struggle, is what the album represents. It's that gritty, on the ground level, doing fucking bits energy. That's like, I'm ready to take on the world here and I'm gonna do my thing. And the whole last year of Struggle concept is that, you know, does it get to a point in your life when you say, Jesus, I've struggled enough. I'm done with that mindset, you know, I'm finished with that whole mindset of this is the struggle. It's like, well, it's only as much of a struggle as you let it be. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So I wanted just to symbolize that elevation of a mindset that's now above that struggle. And don't get me wrong, I'm not naive to think that my life I won't encounter any more problems or any more things, but by God, it's not going to be as hard as things were. So I think that's what that whole album is there to signify, and it symbolizes that energy because there's a little story on it, like, you know, it just does its thing. It starts off heavy bars, makes its way up, builds you up. You get to like murder season, it's like you're bopping, and it's got energy in it that I feel like when I was writing it and making that project, it really did resonate with the human I was at that time. So a year or two on later now, it's a whole different energy, bro. You know.
That's interesting. I mean, I'll admit to my bias. Do you know what I mean? I'll admit to my bias, but songs like Visions, if I remember the day it came out, I was going to work on the bus, and you just sat there and you're thinking like the energy in it, like, and there is that grittiness, and it's like I just translates to me anyway. It translates, so I'll be sat there hopping. It feels like 4 cups of coffee. You know, like when they talk about in grime, they talk about like gas and reloads, like. It's that energy there. I can't put proper words on it, but no, I really did like that project. And you've been dropping a few singles quite regularly this year, it seems.
not as regularly as I'd like to, but I'm not, as I said, like, my mindset just isn't about being release. Like, I want to be consistent with the things I'm putting into my music. So I feel like each single that I've dropped has had, like, it's been such a different sound on each one. You know,
Yeah. Yes.
different little drop has been so different. So I think that's just something I want to continue to do. And there's tracks that are just meant to be singles; they're not meant to be part of a project. They're the
Yeah.
ones I'll always continue to drop and drop when the time's right. Like, you know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of great music in the world, and there's a lot of crap music too. And there's a nice balance. Like, you know, there's equally as much good music as there is shite music.
Yeah.
Um, so I just want to, I just,
Speak the truth, bro.
you know what I'm saying? Or like,
Yeah.
so if I find the balance in between the two of them, where I can just continue to inspire and motivate people, and give them that little cup of coffee that they need in the morning through the
Yeah.
music. Yeah. That would be.
And you've been doing quite a bit of work with Just G, who said he might or might not appear in this interview. Whose idea was it to flip the Triple X Tentacion?
Which
Whose idea was it to flip the Triple X Tentacion for Like It's Free?
sample? I think G had that sample on his laptop, and it was with Timsy, it was with Medola. The boys were just messing around with samples. And there was something about that one, like, it was just bum 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 ba.
Yeah.
It was just energy, and I think collectively we all kind of were like, let's go with that and make something out of that. But
Yeah.
it was all the three boys involved. I can't remember the specifics of who actually made the beat. I know that all three of them would have had something to do with it, but I didn't even know that it was a Triple X Tentacion song until afterwards, bro. I just
Yeah.
loved that sample. Yeah,
That's
the
funny.
sample.
Because it is definitely like it's pure like recognizable. Like not necessarily recognizable as what it is. But when you hear that you think, oh, I've heard this before somewhere, like I was there thinking for a while, like, what is that? What is that? So there's quite a lot of energy in Bray at the minute. Yourself, Just G, Late Night King. What's the story down there like?
Same old shit, bro. Same old energy, like, you know. It's just that Bray thing that we're doing. We're doing this Bray thing, and
Yeah,
it is what it is. Like, I must say, I love where I live, bro. Like, I love this place. I love being surrounded by the mountains. I love being beside the sea. I love having nature and everything just around me. Like, so there's some magic energy about this place. There's some
yeah,
magic energy about the whole country, and I think the scene in Bray is cool. Like, you know, there's other rappers and other artists coming through too. Uh, Loads of real talented people, like, just doing their thing, and I think, like, my generation out here, there's a lot of young people taking initiative and just, like, setting up businesses, running their own shit, just doing their thing complete. So I think with me and G, we're just doing what we've always been doing. We're
yeah,
just continuing to evolve our craft by just getting ourselves to the studio and to the table every single day and just
yeah,
writing and getting them bars done. So I think it feels good being here. It's like this is the HQ for all things Lawriii Craic and Just G and all things that's just real to us.
that's class.
Ah man, real good energy, you know. So it's like, I think musically, that's what's kind of coming through in it now. It's the fact that we're just out here doing our thing and doing it mostly by ourselves. It's all this kind of energy that we've harnessed over many years.
Yeah,
Like, we were rapping when we were like 12, And, like, we were 13 and all, and we were in like little bands back in the day and stuff. And like,
yeah,
this was when hip hop was like Soldier Boy and like, do you remember New Boys and all? And like, there was
yeah,
a
yeah,
mad
yeah.
way. Yeah,
Teaching how to jerk and all them ones there, isn't it?
yeah. Swear, bro. So we're just kind of, I think in the music anyway, it's starting to show that we've been at this since we were young fellas, and now we're older fellas,
Yeah.
about 500 years old or so now, and I think
You see, that's one of the really interesting things I think about Lawriii Craic is you're in no ways new, but I think more than that, you've always had, or I've always seen in you, like a love for that Irish scene. Do you know what I mean? Like even something as small as we were in an upbeat show in Whelan's, and seeing you sat on the floor with him to do his embers that he does every show. I thought there's something so special about that. That, you know, like there's a real Irish rap heritage there.
Bro, like, just
And I care for the people coming up, like.
That's it, like, just big up to, you know, I want to show love to absolutely everybody doing that thing, and
Yeah.
I want that to be known that like we need to do this. Artists need to be artists, and if your craft is rapping or being a hip hop MC, hone in on that art and create the best fucking music and the best stuff you can.
Yeah.
And I just want that prosper, bro. I want to see young creative minds get into anything, even if it's not just hip hop. Like, I just love this country, and I love what we come from, bro. And I want the young people to remember that and to start using it again and to tap into that fucking creative energy that's just running rampant through us the whole time, even if we mightn't notice it. And I think with the scene and the hip hop community, like, I just wish that, and I want everybody to have as much of a love for this craft as I do, bro. And I want them to know that there's a lot to learn, and there's a lot that you can learn about yourself too, just by sitting down and writing words on a page. It's magic.
I think that's point. I think that's a point that's nearly less pronounced in the scene. That, like, you take somebody like you, it is a very Irish energy. Do you know what I mean? Like, yes, it's rap, but there's a real, like, it's Irish almost, like that's the point. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
What else would it be, type of thing?
Yeah. Yeah, the bar, I forget the bar now, but it was about Scary Arrow, and I was like, nah, I was looking at old school freestyles. Even back when you were Steve Byrne. Does that seem like a long time ago?
Oh, because that's me, like, you know. Steve Owens is just me, that's what people know me by.
Yeah.
And I think throughout that time I was just developing my sound, and I wanted to put music out there so I could just show where I was at the time with me music and with me craft. And
yeah,
it was nice. It was that was a cool little experience because I always knew that I had some really fresh raps in my head, and getting to the point where I was comfortable enough to really just speak it and spit it in my native tongue and in my native way. That was a nice little transition process, but it was all learning. And I think nowadays I'm just having fun with it. I'm just really having fun with the whole players on words and just getting to really tap into that energy that I'm talking about here at the moment.
Yeah.
But it's all a path, like, I'm sure you know it, bro. Like, from when you put out your early work, you have to put that out at some stage. That has to be, you know, that has to be that thing that is like a stamp on time where it's like, yeah, that was me just getting there, building myself up. You know.
Sometimes I think it's difficult to look at that stuff though. Do you know what I mean? Especially when you're so in the mode of chasing. For me to, Series 1 of the 09 show will say like the first one is DJ Green, and I think there was a lot of promise, but anything else in Series 1 is like, oh, like, you know what I mean? No, other people could probably watch it, but I can't. Like, do you ever get that?
I get it, man. It's like you're almost embarrassed of the person who you were.
Yeah.
It's a funny, like, it's a really, really funny concept because at the same time, you should be patting yourself on the back and saying fucking fair play to you and thanking and being grateful for that person that you were in order for you to get to this point. So I think that's just part of it, bro. I think it's very natural to feel that way about early things that you did, and because it just shows that you're in that growth mindset, and you're in that mindset of always trying to improve and take things to the next level, which is the way you want to be. You know, that's a great way to exist, and it's a great way to go forward and strive forward in life as well.
Yeah. How long would you say that you've been rapping? I'm interested in the answer to that question. Can you put a number on it?
I don't know, bro. Like over 10 years, definitely. Well over 10 years, could be 12, 13. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was always into it, man. I was always into just rapping and rapping and rapping and just it was the one music that I just really, really resonated with.
Yeah.
And I had like love for the way it was sticking it to the system. It was like anti kind of bullshit. It was people spitting facts and just talking their truths to the masses. And
yeah,
there was something about that energy that I was really attracted to. And I think other than rap music, like for 10 years, it was most of the things I'd listened to about. You know, it was really a big part of my life, and I think it was helpful too because seeing the change and the way that hip hop has developed and the different kind of trends that run through it and the different people that come and go in the world of hip hop, like it's very different from back in the day. Like there was MCs back in the day that were so iconic and they had such legacies that you hear the words and the flows today and it still sounds fresh out.
Yeah.
And I think that was bigger back then because people cared about the truth more back then. And
yeah,
you know, the truth isn't as relevant nowadays because I think more people are caught up maybe on the image of what a rapper is supposed to be or what the image of like whatever image is being portrayed to the masses at that point is genuinely copied.
And were those mainly American rappers, would you say?
Yeah, bro. It was a big Tupac head as a kid.
Yeah. Tupac or Biggie? Tupac. We're not going to have the debate, right? We're not going to have the debate. Just answer the question.
I have to say Tupac. My answer to that question is why ask that
question? I want it on record, Larry.
I want to be over both of them, bro. I want to love the both of them equally. I think Tupac had a better message and more meaning in his raps, but Biggie as a lyricist was impeccable. His flows were on point, his wordplay was on point. But Tupac had that warrior energy and that warrior spirit, and I think there was something about the spirit of Tupac's music that was more compelling. Whereas if you want to listen to some real fucking hip hop and how rap should be done, just listen to Biggie, put Biggie on, and you'll have fun with Biggie's music for the rest of your life. Like,
I think interestingly for me, you know, when I do my reflections of why did I pick this route and why did I do this and that, I think when it came to rappers, almost besides the music, I think I was kind of looking for idols, you know? So sometimes I look at rap from that perspective, and if somebody was hot, they were God, and suddenly you had a role model on which to base yourself. Like Eyes was the local one, or someone like Remtrex, I saved up all of my money to buy a fake version of the hat that he had in his Spitfire. And if he said, we don't use Tinder, I was not using Tinder. Anything he said, like, so that's an interesting. So that's why I'd be more of a Pac man. You get me? So I like the message and the character and the legend that is Tupac. Whereas I find Biggie almost, and this is a strange thing to say, but I find Biggie almost immature. You get me? He's like, give me the loot and all of this kind of. I kind of think, yo, you're not a bad man like that in real life. Do you know what I mean? So that's how I would answer that question.
Yeah, I love that. Love that. Like he was a vulgar fucker. Like he really was. He had some sick bars. Like I think that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of individuals. We get to have our say and we get to say why things mean more to us and why we enjoy this over this more.
Yeah.
And why we necessarily mightn't enjoy that. But that's the beauty of everything. Like at the same time, I'm like, fuck opinions and all, and like fuck whatever. Yeah. It's like it really matter too much. It's like just enjoy life. If life for you is enjoy it through listening to Tupac, who am I to tell you you'd enjoy it more listening to Biggie? So
I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll bring it back home and then we'll wrap it up, right? So clearly you've seen a lot of waves of Irish hip hop, right? And we're kind of at this stage now in 2020 where it probably looks a lot different to it than it did 5 years ago and a whole lot different than it did 10 years ago. Is that something that matters to you? Well, obviously it does, but do you know what I mean? Do you be watching? No?
Not really, bro. Like, and I want to say that in the most like, humble way I can. Like,
yeah.
I have a lot of love for the scene and what's out there and what's being put out and how it's growing. But like me as a man and as a person, I'm just too busy either thinking of my shit and thinking of the things that I'm in control of here and the things that I have to do. And when it comes down to listening to music, I just have there's a lot more music out there that I'm vibing and I'm listening to, you know, like don't get me wrong, I see things and I get recommended things and things are shared and anything that I do here that I actually fuck with, I really do listen to it, like kind of vibe.
Yeah.
But I think just on a personal level, like I'm not really paying too much attention because I think it can take away from your true energy and your true power, which is to harness one's inner self and then get all of that out.
Yeah.
So
I suppose as an artist, it must be different. Like I'm a journalist, you know what I mean? It's my job to be looking. So I find it interesting then to hear what as an artist, as you say, it's a creative endeavor and you have to like procure your own vibe and do what you're doing to make your movement, your music. Like you couldn't be watching everybody else's stuff. Like
that's it exactly. Like, but like I don't really think I'm an artist, bro. Like I think I'm just a chap that writes raps very well.
Really?
I think I'm just on I'm using the creative part of my mind more so than the other part, and that's all it is really. I wouldn't say I'm too big into any sort of communities or anything like that. I just gotta do my own. And at the same time, I do like working with other people, and I will have a couple of projects with some local artists coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. Like I just gotta keep it like that. Whatever flows and whatever kind of happens in a way that's natural should happen. And I've always had it. So
with the help of God.
The help of God, bro. Like thank God as well. God's good.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just on that plane of living now where I'm enjoying making music by myself and I'm enjoying really being deep in the whole process of writing and just getting words down on a page that makes sense. So if anybody wants to kind of hop along on the way and catch a little vibe and then vibe up, we do that.
Yeah.
I think in terms of scene though, like the scene just needs to keep going and maybe not concern yourself as much with the scene and just do you and your music and let everybody do that, and we'll all enhance and improve and just elevate everything together that way. I'm on me BRE energy. I'm on that Bray energy, bro.
Yeah, with the accent.
I have to keep local.
Yeah. So usually I ask like about the musical journey that you're on, like the musical progression, but I nearly feel like, well, I don't know. I feel like you know what you're at, like. Does that make sense? Or do you feel like that you are ever evolving?
Yeah, more of that. Like, it's like I believe I have the power to know what I'm at, and I believe in myself. But I know that just because things are good, you can always get better. There's always a state of improvement, and just continuing on that path. I don't want to ever get stagnant, bro. I don't want to stay still and just not be working and bettering myself kind of at any time I can. So I do know what I'm at when it comes to music, but that's about all I know. Other than that, I know nothing, bro. I really know nothing, but I'm just learning the whole time. I'm just trying to grow. And it's a cool thing. It's a cool thing growing as a person while you're growing with the music, and the better relationship you have between those two, the more they cooperate and just get on, the better overall the frequency is, the better that vibration is that you're putting out there. So,
do you acknowledge though that you have classics?
But I definitely have classics, like
Big man, songs like 6 a.m. Yeah. Nah, you know what? I'll fight. Like, no, that is a classic. And I know you want to be humble, and I know you want to be all of these things, and you have to be a good person. But do you not acknowledge at some point that you are like, you get me? No,
mate. That's that Lawriii Craic energy. Like, that's the proper.
Yeah.
Wop out. I'm up on it now. I'm up on it. That's what that feels like. So 100%, like, I have songs like that, and that's an energy that I do feel. But at the same time, I want to operate on a peaceful fucking plane.
Yeah.
At least as peaceful as I can be. And then
you don't want to be a prick, like.
Let that stuff out when it needs to be spat, you know, when that needs to be done. And I swear my life, bro, like, I have many more 6 a.m.s in my notepads. Like, I have more like that, and there's more energy in them. So it's just about, I guess it's about doing what's resonating at the time and trying to keep myself as in line with the present moment. And at the present moment, I'm just feeling good. I'm just feeling real grateful and real happy to be in the present moment as much as it's possible.
Yeah.
So I think with the music, it's
that's the one. Sky is the limit freestyle.
Yeah, that's
that was the first song I ever played on the radio. Fact.
YG.
And it brings me right back. It brings me right back to starting before starting college even. It brings me right back to my leaving cert. Yeah.
That's deadly, bro.
I don't know. I just like.
I can't appreciate that gratitude. Like, I can't appreciate it enough, honestly, bro. Like, it's mad for me. I'm talking to you now. I'm in my shed. This is where I write my music. This is just where I do my bits.
Yeah.
And this is just such a part of my life as anything is.
Yeah.
So when I hear people just talking about the music and being like, mate, this is something else. It's a weird.
I know. We all have this Irish humility thing, right? Where we can't accept about ourselves that we are whatever, yeah. But I cannot let you leave this interview without knowing, like, the depths of respect that me and a lot of people have for you, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
like the impact of these things is, and you know what? Like, somebody else might watch this and be like chatting was about streams or whatever, but I think that means nothing to me compared to the real impact that somebody like yourself has had on me. Like, I remember even before the leaving cert, and you know, your hair's falling out and it's hot and it's all of this rough stuff, right? And I had the makings of the idea of the 091 show there, yeah? And it's people like yourself and Embers, of course, and a couple of sequence songs as well. I'll throw his name in the mix, right? And I see that, like, if it wasn't for that, I would not be where I am today. Do you know what I mean? So there's a real impact there, and I won't let that just be brushed onto the carpet. Like, I feel like we should be proud of ourselves. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna stop bigging you up now. I can see you're uncomfortable.
No, you're big. You're not, man. You're bigging me up there, right? But you should be giving yourself that big up too, because it's you that actually physically acted.
I get that. No, I get that. I put the work in.
I'm just making the music that you're doing all them things too, and that parts with, like, and if that's something I can continue to do and help people inspire and just get themselves on that to be on.
For me, it's just about like, you know, I put the work in and I got myself to where I am or whatever. But really what I'm saying is the importance of the scene in an Irish context. That before, like, the likes of us, yeah, there was nothing, and now there is something. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's my little rant, like. Last question then. You know, you're talking there about being in a great space and the energy's right and you're being productive, right? So, has COVID made that difficult, or have you like overcome the COVID situation?
Nothing has changed.
Really?
Like, nothing, man. Like, it is what it is. Whatever that thing is, I don't even care. Like, it's not gonna affect my well-being. It's not gonna make or infringe on my liberties or my freedoms. You know, I'm gonna go about doing my thing, because there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of fear attached to that, and that fear is creating mass, like, hysteria almost. That's not an energy I want to associate myself with personally. I just want to keep going and doing my thing. Staying focused now. The one thing that it has inflicted a bit of pain on myself from this whole COVID, or whatever it is, thing, is that the fucking sauna has been closed, bro.
The sauna?
The sauna, bro. Fuck the gym. I was just hitting the sauna like 3 times a week.
I was going to sweat it all out, like.
Swear, bro, I'd be sitting there for like, I was up at like half an hour without getting out. I was just proper baking, meditating, doing mad things in there. Yeah. And I miss it. I miss it so much. So
that's sauna, you know. I can imagine that being stressful. Like, you might get a bit like. I think that would be too much for me, you know. I start bugging out.
No, bro, that's the point. You're meant to get to that level where it's like, this is horrible, and push through it a little bit more.
You know, Dr. Lawriii Craic, this is the house advice or the health advice from Bray's own lyrical surgeon. You get me? Anyway, bro, I think I should let you go. It was lovely talking to you, and we will be in that studio in Galway, and it'll be like done properly, and we'll get to the bottom of some things. Hopefully, not too long.
No, it won't be, bro. It won't be. Got a good feeling. We get shit done.
Anyway, bro, enough respect. A whole heap of respect, as they say in Jamaica. But yeah, there you go. Bro. All right, I'm gonna let you go.
All right, yeah.
Respect. Good luck.